how to turn some of these into this. Well, here in Sweden, where the fika is strong and the Viking spirit even stronger, we are about to set sail to an epic family adventure. In this video, I'm gonna show you exactly what you need to transform a simple walnut into something fun, into something cool. I'm gonna show you the material and the tools you need, how to build those tiny marvels, and I have a little secret ingredient as well. And more importantly, how to crack open a nut without making a mess. Every epic project started with a spark of inspiration. And for me it was a simple walnut shell. Why can't you turn something that you usually would toss aside into something fun? So this is a super simple project where you can turn something, some waste basically, into a project that is really simple and fun for your friends and family. So let's start with ingredients. First of all, you will need a generous amount of walnut shell. Otherwise it will be difficult to make walnut both, basically. Then you will need some toothpicks. Allow me to share a little bit of my experience here. I tried to use thicker toothpick. No, use the ordinary one, the simple ones, the thinner ones, because it's a matter of weight. I tried those ones, but they're so heavy that actually the boat went down. I mean, it doesn't work, it's way too heavy. So ordinary toothpicks, that's the way to go. Then you will need a sail, and actually I'm using here cotton paper. That's not necessarily, you could use what kind of paper you want. You could use plain, printer paper or whatever. But the cotton paper used for aquarelle painting, that's nice because you have rough edge, the texture is just much more fabric. It's nicer, it looks nice as a sail, especially for an old-fashioned, old boat sail. I suggest not to just cut with scissors, but shred it with your fingers, because it will give a little bit distress, edge, which is, I think it's a little bit nicer for a pirate or a Viking boat. So no scissors, just your fingers. Then you need some thread. And since this is a environmental friendly project, because we are going to use environmental friendly products or materials. So you have the walnut shell, you have the wood, you have cotton paper, and then the linen thread. Then we need some glue, and in the name of environmental friendliness, I'm going to use stearin wax, or you can use beeswax. Doesn't really matter. And then you want, of course, to put some art to your sails. So let's get some pens or pencils just to make the whole thing a little bit more fun. And now let's talk about the tools. Actually, there are not so many. You don't need so many tools. That's a cool thing of the whole thing. So you will need a flat screwdriver. It doesn't really matter what kind of screwdriver you're gonna use, as long as it is flat. You could actually use also, let's say, a dull knife, but no sharp knife, no sharp things. That, especially with kids, maybe it's not really to recommend. So flat screwdriver, it's enough. And then we have a little secret. Actually, it's not really a secret, it's something that I do because I think it's comfortable when building those boats. You see, the problem is the hull has a round shape, or kind of rounder. So when you try to build the boat, you may have some difficulties in assembling the whole thing. So I'm using rice. This is black rice, but you can use whatever you want. You can use sand, you can use chickpeas, dried, not boiled. You could use coffee beans, everything that helps keeping the hull in place. Ta-da! So when you're going to put the hot wax, it will be much easier to put it in the right place, assembling everything, waiting until it's a little bit harder. So I think that is the easiest way to assemble those tiny boats. So now you have the ingredients or materials. You have actually the one only tool you need. You don't need no, two tools with the scissors as well. So the tools you need. Now it's just time to assemble the whole thing. Oh, I was almost forgetting the most important fun. No, it's not the most important, but very important part of the whole process is how to crack open the nut. And actually it's kind of, but wait, opening a walnut sounds easy, but actually could be a little more difficult than you think. I have been trying a couple of techniques, but I have to say I have found probably the one that works, that it doesn't involve a sword, I would say. So you use the flat screwdriver and you're gonna put it on the back of the nut. Yeah, that's the easiest part, what I think. I hope this will work. Okay, I need my other glasses. And it works like magic. So when you open the nut, actually, you don't want to destroy everything directly. You want to, of course, eat the nut because it's good, but you may want to save the part inside of it. I don't know the name, not in English, not in Swedish, not in any other language, but this little thing could be used as a decoration for the boat. See? Kind of dragon or whatever your fantasy gives you as an idea. So don't throw everything away. Just keep those parts. They may be useful. So now we have the nuts that we can eat. We have the hull, the shell, all the shells, and those parts, then I don't know the name of it, but there you can still be useful. And then you want, of course, to put some art to your sail. So let's get some pens or pencils just to make the whole thing a little bit more fun. I'm giving a rounder shape to the sail of two reasons. One is aesthetic, of course, but the other one is that I don't want the sail to touch the water. Otherwise it would be like a sponge, it would be soaked up, it would be really, let's say it will affect the boat negatively. So the thread actually has double function. Again, the first is aesthetic, because you want to have some kind of some extra details added to the mast, but also because you can use as a stopper to put, like, to keep the round shape of the sail. So you can move this up or down depending on where you want to have it. So I want to have a rounder shape. I will put it closer to each other. So ta-da! Now it's time to assemble the boat. So again, the rice or coffee beans or chickpeas will be very handy when it comes to assemble everything. Now, patience. Ah, I almost forgot to put some interesting details. Almost like magic! I will put some more... do I dare to do that? Okay, now I will let the boat rest a little bit, but you can see it's still kind of ready. So that's how to do a small, tiny, micro Viking boat with a waste from walnut shells. Sorry, from not walnut. And now let's have a look at the final result. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video at least as much as I did making it. This was a really simple project, but if you feel ready for something more advanced or challenging, why not try this one?